Hey, what's up? This is Reed, and this is my automated light setup. I'm going to show you my setup in more detail so you can implement what you want to in your home. I have some good news. The ban on light strips in our home has been lifted, and because of that, I recently bought some and put some in the bathroom. And if you saw my previous light strips video, I added light strips all over the house, and my wife put a temporary ban on buying light strips. I think she might have been joking, but I didn't want to push my luck. This video is going to be using some of those light strips and answer a question I get asked all the time. People want to know how to connect a motion sensor to smart light strips and have them turn on automatically when they step out of bed and walk through the house. No one likes stepping on sharp kids' toys in the middle of the night, and I'm talking to you little unicorn ponies with your sharp horns. Motion sensors for light strips cover a large spectrum. There's cheap motion sensor light strips that are very basic, all the way up to expensive Hue motion sensors with their light strips that are a little limited. There's a third option, and I think it's a sweet spot because it's flexible in what you can do and it's easy to set up. I'll be covering all three of these options. First option, the inexpensive motion sensor light strips. And I installed these under our vanity in our bathroom, but they're actually made to go underneath your bed. These light strips, as well as almost all others, have 3M tape on the back, so it's really easy to install. Just clean the surface with rubbing alcohol before so the light strips don't fall off, and it only takes a few minutes to install these things. These light strips are 5 feet long, so they're pretty short and they'll only cover one side of the bed. So if you want them on each side of the bed, you'll need to buy 2 of them. They come with a power cord and they cost about $20, and I'll link to these as well as everything else in this video down in the description. The motion sensor has a few things you can configure on it. You can change how bright the lights are, how long the lights will stay on for, and the lights won't turn on if it's bright in the room. The cord to the motion sensor and power cord are long enough so that you can position the motion sensor in a good spot. And the best place to put it is underneath your nightstand, away from your bed so it doesn't get covered by the comforter. The motion sensor works very well. It turns on the lights almost instantly, and the lights are bright enough to light up underneath your bed or your bathroom that you won't trip on something in the middle of the night. A more expensive option is the Hue motion sensor. And if you have Hue lights in the bedroom, you can have them turn on the same way when you get out of bed. Just like the Hue lights, the Hue motion sensor is a little pricey at $40 for just the motion sensor. You can only use it with lights connected to the Hue bridge, so it is limited. That's why I prefer using the SmartThings sensors. That brings us to the sweet spot I was talking about earlier, using SmartThings sensors with inexpensive smart lights. If you remember from my light strips video, I had the Nexlux under the bed and the Yi lights on top of my kitchen cabinets. And both of these are inexpensive, good light strips. And it's probably ideal to have the same type of lights throughout your house, but once you automate them, it doesn't really matter if they're different. And SmartThings is a home automation system where you can connect all of your devices to the SmartThings hub. And if you're just getting started, I'll link to stuff below where you can learn more. First, the Nexlux light strips underneath my bed, and I bought the RF version, so they didn't work with SmartThings out of the box. But they have a Wi-Fi module for $15, and it was really easy to install. And after I did that, I could control the light strips from my phone, Alysa, and IFT. And that's how I could connect the light strips to SmartThings. I have a new SmartThings motion sensor underneath my nightstand that picks up motion from my feet when I get out of bed. It turns on the light strips. It only does this at night. And after it's been a few minutes, SmartThings turns off the light strips. Once I'm out of bed, I can have more lights turn on when I leave the bedroom because sometimes, you gotta eat those midnight snacks. I can have the light strips in the living room turn on right when my bedroom door opens because I have a SmartThings multi-purpose sensor on the door. And so right when the contacts are opened, the light turns on. And the new multi-purpose sensor can have the contacts far apart, so it works perfect on a door like this. When I start walking towards the kitchen, I have another SmartThings motion sensor, this time the older version, and it turns on the kitchen lights. Where you place the motion sensor really matters. You want to put the motion sensor so you walk across it. It will pick up motion way better that way than if you're walking towards it. The kitchen has Yi light strips on top of the cabinets and a GE smart switch that controls the can lights. And I have the lights only turn on to 20% brightness, so it's easy on the eyes late at night. And after you're done in the kitchen, the lights automatically turn off, and when you close the bedroom door, it turns off the light strips as well. There are many light strips to use and options to automate them. I personally prefer SmartThings, and I know it's not perfect, but it's flexible enough that it doesn't hold me back on automations that I want to do, and it's not too complicated to set up. I'm not going to go into the details of connecting SmartThings with IFT-compatible smart lights. I did a whole video on this called Virtual Switches, which I'll link to above and down below. I did everything using the Smart Lighting app in SmartThings, and this thing is very simple to set up. You just select which motion sensor or multi-purpose sensor and which lights you want it to control. And you can have it only run the automations from sunset to sunrise or customize it however you want. I love being able to walk through my house and have the lights turn on automatically and turn off automatically as well. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Next time on Smart Home Solver, how to spoil your dog and add some automated lights under their bed.